on today's episode of Anime Afterthought, Plunderer, episode 5. Don't apologize, apologize. Yeah, it's a pretty weird fucking title. I'm gonna be honest, the audio and visual effects of today's episode are definitely the MVPs. But not only all that, it truly makes me reflect on why I love One Punch Man so much. Yes, you heard right, One Punch Man. Now, last we left off after abandoning Hina at the previous one, Licht had found a new city and a new heroine to harass. With their interactions ranging from playfully amusing to downright creepy, it seems Sergeant Major Lin has captured the eye of the legendary ace. Rounding out last week's episode, we see the appearance of the military man known as Iron Jail, whose mission is clear: capture the legendary ace with any means necessary. This ballot holder, boasting a count of 12,500 as well as the ability to manipulate iron, could definitely spell trouble for our lecherous costume-wearing hero Licht. After showcasing his own superhuman speed, Jail utilizes his iron manipulating ability to separate himself and Licht from the others. And so with this, we begin the fight. Now, I'd be remiss in my duties as a professional anime reviewer, much in the same regards as having an old man pay you $1 to poop in an empty pizza box makes you a professional gigolo, if I didn't bring up the hilariously animated hand-to-hand combat scene we're about to encounter. A scene so out of place, it literally made me giggle. As their battle recommences, Jail launches a giant iron pillar at Licht, making him deflect it with his katana. At this point, we hear the screeching metal effect that sounds super realistic. And of course, we have steel clashing with iron. Not only all that, but it actually has the sparks emanating from the two metals colliding. This attack definitely has Licht on the ropes, distracted enough so Jail can get in a sucker punch, launching Licht's sword up into the air, resulting in them taking up bare-handed fighting positions. Licht seemingly mirroring Jail's pose, which initially shocks him and is later reflected on in the episode. And this little 2-second animation we see of them going toe-to-toe, trying to give the illusion of super speed, is honestly very comical. I saw it and it kind of looks just like, it just looks out of place. Basically, it's the same frames set on repeat. I mean, even the effects are a little bit high-pitched to try to give that illusion of them moving super fast. We still have Licht's sword up in the mid-air to represent that little time has passed since we initiated this hand-to-hand conflict. It's not necessarily bad animation, it's just poorly executed. And like I said, it only lasts a couple seconds because soon Jail gets the upper hand, uses some kind of like judo type throw, and lands a devastating blow on Licht, sending him back. And as time, I guess, goes back to normal speed, the falling sword ends up in Jail's possession, just to have Jail throw it back to Licht, and Licht's like, you sure? Sure you want to do this, big boy? I don't think you can handle this. Now, whether this is a sign of his egotism or actually a representative of his counts, which we soon learn that it's a number based on how many times he has committed to his ideals or his convictions. At this point in the fight, he sees no threat in Licht. The one thing he's known for, his speed, was easily matched, before this fight even commenced, and is once again matched as soon as we see the fight reconvene. Following this display of superhuman speed, we see him go out for that all-out attack we saw him use against David, the giant fucking dive bomb from, 10 miles up in the fucking sky. Once again, we get a very weird interaction, I don't know if it's the composition or the animation, trying to convey the distance. I mean, we see him jump up. That is very lifelike to me. It looks dynamic and realistic. He goes up, he's a little fucking shining dot. At this point, Jail seems to create these iron knives or shurikens and just kind of like tosses it at him, and then Licht like deflects them. Like, there's no speed or weight to these things. But then in the next scene, when he starts launching these giant iron pillars at the descending Licht, there is weight and speed. I don't know what the point of the little knives or shurikens. What was the point of that? Like, they kind of fell flat and lifeless to me. But like I said, the next scene's pretty cool. We see like Licht falling to the, trying to pull off this giant dive bomb again, and he's just getting bombarded with these giant iron pillars. I don't know exactly the extent of Jail's ability, but not only has he created this wall surrounding them, he's created a large majority of iron objects throughout this entire battle. So it's like, fuck. We do get a bit of information about his ability towards the end of the episode. He has to be within a certain range of these iron sculptures for them to stay intact, otherwise they'll just disappear. But because of this onslaught that Jail just threw at Licht, it seems his dissension was basically all for naught, and gets struck with this giant fucking pillar that basically takes him down, or at least out of it enough to where Jail can actually imprison him / capture him. And this is where we get like some good questioning. Like this is the shit like people who watch and read anime always like question themselves afterwards, like, hey, who are you? Like Licht, like you're supposedly legendary ace? How can someone live for 300 years? Who are you exactly? Why does the military after you? Obviously, you reflected my own position earlier on. I don't think that was just a mimic. I think you're actually part of the military. What the fuck's going on? Why does the upper echelon want to catch you? Who are you? Like, that's the shit I ask myself after every fucking episode, and I put in these videos like, who the fuck is Licht? How can someone live 300 fucking years? Are you really the legendary ace? What's up with your ability? So honestly, to see that reflected in today's episode was actually pretty fucking awesome. Of course, we don't get any fucking information. And of course, Jail has to go all Guantanamo Bay. He fucking gets out this giant kind of chain type shit. It's fucking weird. It's like a bunch of spiked pickles linked together. Going in to whip Licht, and guess who steps in to take the hit? Yes, fucking Lynn jumps in. I don't know whether her count went up, but remember, she's supposed to help people in dire situations or desperate situations. Whatever her count was, it should have been reflected today when she stepped in and took this, this hit for Licht. I don't know why the fuck everyone's shocked. Like, this is her characteristic. Like, this is her personality. That's like her defining thing, that she's this good-natured person. And after he fixed that doll, I'm pretty sure she understands that Licht is a good person too, and not this supposed criminal. Now, following the interaction between her and Jail, basically he dismisses everything about her. But seeing all this basically sends Licht into a fucking rage. Like, how dare you? He breaks from those iron shackles. Once again, this red aura is emanating from him. I don't know if that's just the visual effect they're using to showcase his power or his anger or whatever. This leads us to a clash between the two, and it seems Licht has been pulling his punches the entire fucking time. This clash is tearing apart this entire fucking village. I mean, the giant crater is being created below them. Parts of the cliffside are falling off. The little ledge that Lynn seems to be collapsed on is literally severed from the rest of this area. And as she's falling off the cliff, we see Jail go out, try to save her, yet Link goes full on turbo and jumps ahead of him. So it's like, what? Jail's like, oh, he must have been pulling his punches. He's been stronger than me and faster than me the entire fucking time. The episode ends basically with Licht once again saving the heroine in a bridal type position, yet doing something to fuck it up to where the heroine hates him, and he goes negative 1001 now. So he subtracted another, there's another deficit added to his count, throwing her back to Jail, who has also fallen off the cliff trying to help at this point. Basically says sayonara, and that's it. He just falls, and Jail kind of basically pulls his final attack. We do see him have a type of change of heart at the end, losing that perfect 12,500. He has decided to stay away from his conviction right now, going after Licht, decides to stay there, create this supposed playground to help Lynn out, and it seems he wants Lynn to now follow. So I'm assuming those two are going to be a pair going forward, kind of like a Smoker and Toshigi type from One Piece. Ending out today's episode, we get a post-credit scene of Licht just in this very calm kind of vagabond type situation where he's just, rolling on to his next destination. I will say, once again, we get another stunning audio effect in the kindling of a fire, roaring, as well as a passing nearby stream, the water. Like I said, today's the audio and visual effects were fucking MVP. The clashing of the metal, the fire, the embers little popping here and there, the water stream, the visual effects, the sparking, the clash was fucking amazing. The blue aura from Jail, the red aura from Licht, the whole clash itself. The thing I have to call out, the reason I find One Punch Man so refreshing is there is no hidden talent. There is no one pulling punches. There is no misleading the viewer into thinking, oh, he's in a dire situation. But yeah, it's just, I don't know, this episode was just a reminder how refreshing One Punch Man is, at least when it comes to the hero's power compared to everyone else in the universe. Back to Plunderer though, preview for next week's episode, it looks like we have a common theme. New town, new girl. This one, it seems, judging by the subtitles, or that they're a previous acquaintance. Also, Hina shows up and she looks pouty and embarrassed, so maybe there's a little bit of jealousy going on. I don't know. I think Jail summed it up the best so far, trying to convey my own questions about the series, trying to find out who Licht is, why the military wants him, trying to discover more about the Abyss, the counts, ballots, ballot holders. Going forward, there's definitely enough to keep me intrigued. So with that being said, I cannot wait for future episodes.